or without a lot of putting a lot of efforts. Okay, but here we have created a platform where you are getting the chance to talk to them directly. Directly means direct one-to-one conversations you can do. You can ask your questions directly with them about the careers, about the scope, about their journeys, or whatever they are teaching. If you have any doubts, please interact. So the main reason of creating this platform is that, right? So I hope that will go very good, and I wish all of you a very great learning and a successful conference. So with that, I think we can start, Dr. Risha.
Yes, Dr. Ajit. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. So before I go to jump into the presentations, I would like to share a few anecdotes, what got me here, why I'm here today. And it's not something different or great. I think many of us go through the same. So first thing I would like to start is I come from family of doctors. My parents are doctors. They are still practicing doctors in India. Everyone from my father's side is a doctor, a specialist in his or her own way. I was the first person in the next generation who could not clear the PMT or the pre-medical test exam. And I own it openly, right? I could not clear my PMT exam. That's how I got into pharmacy. So according to the merit list, right, in India, still it happens MBBS, BDS, then other fields, and then pharmacy. But then I took it as an opportunity to build my career, to create, to shine. I put in a lot of effort, like all of you did. I did my master's in pharmacy, specializing in pharmacology from Punjab University, Chandigarh. On the way, I learned a lot of things, right? Eventually, publishing manuscripts, lot of papers during my master's, which is a tip that I give to all the students because it sets you to do something different in your career, right? Then cut to MPharm second year, campus placements are going on. Suddenly, one company comes in, and we knew they were doing HEOR. I'm talking about back in 2007. Okay, but we didn't knew what HEOR was at that point in time. Neither we had the GPTs of the world and the YouTube's videos and everything to guide us. My classmates tell me, and this is a very funny story, that Richa, tomorrow morning is the interview. Kal subah hai. Get a laptop and come. I'm like, what do they do? What is HUR? Please tell me. Uh, Thoda Google पे all we searched, right? And then happens the interview day. I go to my university. I have a laptop and everything, and company people, they ask me first question, what is ITT population? Uh, what is ITT population? I'm like, this is out of syllabus. I don't know what is. Yeah.
Dr. Risha, one sec. I'm just, muting everyone. So only the co-hosts can speak. Just 1 minute. You have to, unmute yourself again. That's all. Please unmute yourself and speak. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Ajit. So I was saying the first question I was asked was, what is ITT population? And I'm like, my friends didn't prepare me for this question. I don't know the answer. But I was very honest and I told the interviewers, I don't know. Instead of faking it or making it something different where I would have sounded, I don't know what, I just simply said, I don't know. And then they proceeded to ask other questions. They asked me to make certain graphs, summarize some research papers, and a lot of other questions. And eventually I got selected. Okay. But what disheartens me today is that I still see the gap where the students of today do not have that much awareness about HUR, RWE, or what is ITT, what is modified ITT, and how it is different for per protocol population. Right. Of course, now we have many more educational events, educational material on the internet, but still, how HUR impacts day to day life, healthcare decisions, policy making, it's still unknown to many. Right. So after working in corporate for 17 years or so, I decided to start my own company called Dual Sphere Consulting, based in Singapore. Career takes you everywhere, job takes you everywhere. That's how I ended up being in Singapore as well. And Dual Sphere Consulting was born on 7th of January of this year. right? And now I can proudly say that we have subsidiaries in India, and we recently opened up in UK as well, right? Apart from being the value providers in HEOR and RWE domain to some of the pharmaceutical companies and consulting houses globally, we wanted to do something different, something as a give back, something that to create an impact in the society, or even if we can impart a percentage of our knowledge and education. And God sends you blessings in different ways. And one fine morning I receive a message from Dr. Ajit Singh that we have certain plans of doing some educational programs, internship sessions in HEOR. Would you and your company be interested? And the answer was instant yes. I was looking for this kind of a platform to connect with the masses, to connect with the students who are the knowledge hub of today and tomorrow, right? And that's how we started collaborating. We did one 10-week long session, then we did one internship program, and then suddenly Dr. Ajit Singh calls and says, can we do one conference as well? And I am like, yes, yes, we can. And I mean, I want to acknowledge Dr. Ajit on this forum as well. Like, he and his team, they work like magicians. They created for you, right? And of course, it's a collaborative effort from all of us, right? So many people, as Rajput sir said, Tiwari sir said, it's a collaborative effort from everyone. But we are here today, and I am also blessed to have so many industrial speakers who gave so much trust on us. They agreed to be a part as a speaker of our conference. They are based in Europe, UK, US. It's not easy to adjust as per the Indian time zone, right? They knew from the beginning, but no question asked, no adjustments made. They just came by, right? And I am very thrilled to have these three wonderful learning days with you all. Right. With this, I want to begin the presentation. But before that, Dr. Ajit, if you want to have anything or want to say anything.
No, nothing. I'm seriously amazed that, definitely, there are the people who makes the conference, but all the plans and getting the best speakers, getting the best leaders from the world is all Dr. Richa Goyal. And yes,
Yes.
this is all the teamwork. And I can say, including Dr. Rajput, Dr. Pramil Tiwari sir, and Dr. Kavita, and Dr. Rathor, Dr. Arora, everyone has put their efforts to make this conference successful, and the participants and the presenters who are going to present their abstracts tomorrow and day after. So everyone and my hosting team and everyone, I mean, they did the excellent work, and that's how we made it like this for all of you. And now it is up to you how you are making it success, right, guys? So over to you, Dr. Richa.
Thanks, Dr. Ajit. Let me share my screen, okay? Um, I hope the presentation is visible.
Yes, it is.
I am making it full screen mode. Yeah, hope it is in full screen now.
It is. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for confirming. Okay, so I told you about us, right? So let's move to the next slide. Um, Quickly, who we are, our vision, our mission, our approach. So we want to bridge the gap between clinical development and market access, demonstrating the value, affordability, and impact. But one of the biggest mission as a company that we hold is giving back to the society, connecting with all the students and helping them choosing their career, giving them guidance as far as possible from our side, bringing in the industry experts so that we can help them in the career. We can proudly say we started in this year as dual say consulting, but we have 20 plus people working with us globally. We have specialists in medical affairs, health economists, epidemiologists, biostats, systematic literature reviewers, global value dossiers, manuscripts, abstracts, medical writing. And we also timely have interns from various colleges. Dr. Pramil Tiwari sir has been very kind to us by providing us very, very wonderful and intelligent interns. So thank you, sir, for this one. Okay, so quickly, the purpose of this conference, as we know, is not to give you just educational content, but to give you all a very practical scenario of where these kinds of projects are used, where the industry is moving, what are the challenges, what are the skill sets that we look for when we come for interviews for freshers or for the experienced people. Let's quickly look at the definition of health economics and outcomes research. Let's break it into two parts: health economics and outcomes research. Health economics entails analyzing the economic aspects of health and healthcare with focus on costs and consequences. um, Gone are the days when the same medicine or the therapy or the regime was to be administered to all the patients with similar kind of anomalies or diseases. Let's say initially, if there was any medicine for non-small cell lung cancer, majority of the patient population was generalized for those kinds of medicines, right? But how it has changed now, we are talking more about personalized medications, customized care plans, patient support programs, not only the efficacy and safety, but we are also talking about the affordability of the medicine, about the burden it will create on the payers and the providers if the government wants to reimburse those kinds of medications, whether the drug should be included in the panel of reimbursement or not. Through HEOR, we can help in taking all those decisions. And the outcomes are not only limited to the clinical outcomes, they are the quality of life, epidemiology, economic, safety, and further enhancing into real world evidence and patient support programs. Again, when I started my career, okay, I learned systematic literature review. I'm talking about 2007. That time, I was like, I know HUR now. I know systematic review, how it is done. I know everything about HUR. Okay. But we have seen the evolution of HUR from SLR. We went to modeling, global value dossiers, HTA submissions, manuscripts, abstracts, posters, and real world evidence. So today we know about prospective study, retrospective study, claims database, registries, so on and so forth. This is how we have seen the evolution of HUR. At least I can talk about myself. Now, why do we need HEOR? It's basically to identify the unmet needs. Clinical trials are the gold standards, they cannot be replaced. So, if you say that we can replace clinical trials with real world evidence, no, they are not going anywhere, right? Because they have their own regulatory processes, and real world evidence study complement them really well. They supplement the data. Okay, many a times, if a drug goes for approval, the regulatory body tells them, go and conduct a similar RWE study and come to us with the added evidence. Okay, many a times before HTA assessment, also it's a mandate to do the real world evidence study. It addresses the evidence gap, promotes patient center research. It puts the patient in the middle. Right. Nowadays, a lot of apps are also coming which record patients' data, the cardio data, sleep data, mortality data. Many of us wear smartwatches these days. What happens to all this data? That data forms the part of real world evidence and helps or lays the foundation of many upcoming studies. Okay, these kinds of HUR studies help in designing cost containment strategy. What should be the cost? What should be the incremental cost effectiveness ratio? Over next 3 days, we have a lot of speakers, wonderful speakers, experts more than me, who will take you through all these terminologies. It helps in adapting the data for different population. In clinical trials, what happens is, since it happens in a controlled regulated environment, right? The patient population is controlled, their diet is controlled, body temperature is controlled. But once the drug is out in the open, okay, there is no control, which means many of us have different comorbidities. Geographically we are distributed, right? So those kinds of things, different age groups, right? So for those, then the real effect of the drug comes, responding to changes in market environments. Few years back, we all went through a very bad time. COVID hit us. I pray to the God from the bottom of my heart, like no humanity should ever see a time like that. Right. What has it done? Studies are still going on. It has done humongous changes to our body. The vaccines that we took, overall, the impact of COVID was also very different on all our bodies. You know what? The clinical trials or the real world evidence studies which were going through the COVID time, now they actually had a protocol amendment. They actually had an amendment where they listed, because of COVID, now these certain changes have been done, or the study could not be performed from this to this time duration because of COVID. Right. So all these new changes hopefully are being captured in the real world study. And to comply with HTA submissions, when we do HTA submission, it's an amalgamation of the primary research and the secondary research, systematic reviews, targeted literature reviews, budget impact model, cost effectiveness model, global value dossiers. They all form the part of the HTA submissions. Fine. Now, this can be an interview question. Okay, if you want to take a snapshot of this, please go ahead. The services include HEOR, RWE, and market access offerings. And the important thing to be noted in this slide is these services pertain right from the R&D strategy to the post-marketing surveillance, managing the entire life cycle of the drug. Right. So many a times you will be asked in interviews, where do you think HUR fits into the drug development life cycle? Is it the developmental stage, launch stage, post-launch stage, where it is? Right. So it starts as early as the R&D stage, where we start with substantiating the evidence with the literature reviews. Then we have ad boards, stakeholder plans, life cycle management solutions. Many of our clients want the fact book. It's kind of an interactive fact book. They want the evidence in that form. Payer disease primer, HTA deep dive, and local policy. What is already in there? What are the gap analysis? How can we make it more meaningful? Then we have early and full core value perspectives, a medical plan, strategy playbook, nice submissions, patient support programs. Some of the companies are working very interestingly on the examples. Like now they are amalgamating the evidence from real world evidence study using a platform where these data are collected to support the patient support programs. Very interesting. Let's see how the evolution goes. As I gave you an example, when I started SLR, I thought I know everything. I have mastered SLR, which means I know HUR. But no, I'm still learning. Every day, I see so many things upcoming, evolving. You must be aware about the JCA guidelines, what NICE has to say about AI, different AI tools, forums, and platforms. Then coming back, literature reviews, not only, as I said, for clinical, but economic, quality of life, epidemiological parameters as well. Disease awareness, real world evidence and insights, network meta analysis, very interesting. Okay. Disease management, biostatistics. But how do we know all these things? We know by practice, and hard work. Okay. Invest in your career. Keep on learning, keep on growing. Now, what is RWD, RWI, RWE? Written in the book? You all can also read, but since it's a part of the presentation, patient level data not collected in conventional randomized trials forms the real world data. Electronic medical records, claims data, mortality, consumer data, registries, data collected in observation studies, chart reviews, etc. The insights generated from them form the real world insights, and the evidence that is generated from these insights form the real world evidence. Interview terminologies, okay? Remember them. Right. Next question is, what are the RWE study types? So various study designs, it's applicable to across study designs, can be observational, cohort studies, case control studies, database registries, patient chart reviews, focused group discussions, social media analytics. Very, very important. We recently conducted one project on anemia where the pharmaceutical company wanted the data from social media. So in some of the companies, it is categorized under social media listening as well. Okay, so we collect the platforms that we used included Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn as well. Okay. Telegram, of course. It was also a part as asked by the client. So real world study outcomes. So the outcomes that are measured in real world study, they include the clinical outcomes, economic outcomes, and the patient reported outcomes. Now, quickly, the life cycle of real world studies. So I've tried to include the slides basis my experience on the recently asked questions. So what are the phases of real world study? It starts right from study planning, where you plan your feasibility study, protocol review, team training, budget, and IRB preparation. Then, how do you collect the data? It's based and is an amalgamation of primary and secondary. Primary includes your survey, questionnaires, Zoom calls, face to face meetings. Secondary data, hospital records, registries, or from published literature. Then the data is clean and entered in electronic data platforms. Quality checks are done. Databases are logged. Like clinical trials, we log the real world databases as well. Then we analyze the data using SAS, SPSS, or other softwares. We interpret the data. And finally, the client generally receives it in the form of technical reports, presentations, and manuscripts. Right? Now, I want to spend more time on the skills that are required for freshers or experienced people. How do we develop them? What are we looking at when we are interviewing people? And when you guys should start the preparation for the same. Let's say we come to a university or college for interviews for freshers. A basic understanding of HEOR concepts is very important. And now I can see many universities providing their courses. Dr. Kavita, Pramil Tiwari sir leave no stone unturned in educating their students about the basic concepts of HEOR. Quantitative and analytical skills, basic statistical knowledge should be there. Mean, median, understanding of epidemiological terminologies. What is incidence, prevalence? My favorite question, what is the difference between incidence and prevalence? Risk ratios. Then literature review skills. Should screen articles using PubMed, Google Scholar, at least the free softwares. How, and basically it entails is when you do your master's or PhD thesis. Basic reference management tools, EndNote, etc. Scientific writing and communication skills. That's why I'm saying write your manuscripts, write your papers in your master's and PhD programs. It's a mandate nowadays for many of the universities to have at least a couple of papers published before their theses are getting signed. I think that's an excellent initiative. Some of the skills, if you want to make your career in this, understand the cost types. What is ICER? What is cost effectiveness, budget impact, awareness about real world data. As fresher, we do not expect you to do or something on real world data, especially the claims data for us. But many projects are being held where you do prospective data collection or retrospective, let's say for heart failure, oncology, and other things. You should know how to manage your time, meeting deadlines, attention to detail, ATD errors, very important. I'll give you an example in the upcoming session. Soft skills. So when I hire, there are two things I look at: skill and will. Skill is something I understand that students might not get an opportunity to learn, and we teach them, no problem at all. But will, that is willingness to learn or learning agility, it's very, very important. It forms the core foundation. So keep that learning agility, learning attitude. It will take you to places. Nice to have, not mandatory, no pressures. But ISPOR chapter is nowadays with almost every college, which is a very good initiative and good thing. Good publication practice. Basic modeling tools, Excel, Triage. If you can get a chance, please do. Pro tip for freshers: focus on building core understanding, writing skills, and literature analysis first. The rest of the things you can learn on the job. We are there to help you. For experienced people, now, as I said, in HEOR, it entails different skills like modeling, writing, literature reviews. So if, let's say we are hiring a modeler, we want the person to know budget impact model, cost effectiveness, Markov model, decision tree analysis, familiarity with Triage, Excel, R, Python, very important, which I've not written here. Yeah, it's there. Real world evidence generation. How do you design prospective study, retrospective study? What are the challenges, especially when you're doing such studies? Statistical analysis, use of SAS, Stata, R, Python. Patient-centered outcomes, which are the tools that are universally accepted, and how do you make your tool um, at the par of the already existing tools. Literature reviews, methodology of SLR, how do you conduct an SLR, meta-analysis in R, Python, or I would say WinBugs, OpenBugs, Prisma, and Cochrane methodology. Writing skills, manuscripts, white papers, HTA dossiers, AMCPs, GVDs, stakeholder communication, very important. Market access, policy understanding, what is NICE saying, what are JCA guidelines, what are the value frameworks, NCCN guidelines, very important. Reimbursement development strategy, managing timelines, collaborating with stakeholder. Who is a stakeholder? Anyone who's part of the project is a stakeholder. Publication planning, identifying the target journals, formatting your manuscript accordingly, and addressing the review comments from the reviewers. Some of the soft skills, as you move ahead in your career, your soft skills play a major impact. How do you collaborate? Are you a team worker or a subject matter expert? Out of the box thinking. Your bosses like you to come with solutions, not the problems. We all know the problems. Adaptability, continuous learning, knowledge of machine learning, NLP is a must. At least what is a large language model? Health policy and system thinking, understanding the broader health ecosystem and policy levers. Okay, quickly, career options. There are many. I've tried to list them as much as I can. KPO, knowledge process outsourcing, your consulting roles, competitive intelligence, health economics and outcomes research. Digital health and analytics involves artificial intelligence, data mining, and data scientists. Clinical research organizations, where you do clinical trials and real world evidence. Government and private sector, drug inspector role, pharmacist role. You can also join co-pharmaceutical industry, R&D departments, medical affairs, pharma commercials, business development. Then you can also go to academics, research and training. Very respectable job. I personally love it. Another concept that I would like to teach you all is something called as a digital twin, right? And I have recently had a chance to review a few of them in some of the upcoming conferences. Quickly, I can tell about this. It's the virtual representation of something that exists physically. It's a virtual representation of a physical model. I have seen examples in type 2 diabetes, pan liver diseases, which are being developed in the laboratories. A quick example, there's a movie called Apollo 13. Go ahead. After this, you can watch that. So what happened was a spacecraft was stuck. Right, it's been long back, and then luckily they had the virtual twin of that on Earth, and they were running various simulations, and because of that, they were able to bring back the spacecraft safely to the Earth with all the astronauts safe. So this is what is the example of digital twin is. Nowadays, there is another concept called as in silico clinical trials, which are also done in the virtual world. These are the terminologies I suggest. Please prepare yourself when you're going for interviews. Similarly, metaverse. Recently, there have been news that now some of the hospitals are there which do not exist in cement and brick, okay, but they exist virtually. So it's an amalgamation of virtual reality and augmented reality. For example, let's say if a complex surgery needs to be performed, and you need a gamut of surgeons to do so, and because of logistics constraints they are not able to fly down, they can join virtually. They can give instructions to the main surgeon, they can form teams, and that's how complicated surgeries are performed. Humanoids and bots, these are some of the real pictures I've taken from certain conferences based on Gen AI, right? And one very interesting example of Gen AI I would like to share here. Like, I was interacting with this bot, and this bot was trained to be a cancer patient, right? And where you can ask your questions. And some of the questions were already fed in the bot, but I asked a question like, who is the breadwinner in the family? If you have this disease, you might not be able to go to the job. Is there anyone who's earning in the family? And the bot was able to answer through agentic AI, right? Which means they are being trained on such things where they can answer. Now, let's look quickly at the broad concept of artificial intelligence and Gen AI. So, you have to know these terms when you are sitting or giving the interviews. AI is the broad umbrella under which lies machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing, and large language models. AI focuses on creating systems that perform tasks usually require human intelligence, decision making, pattern recognition, language understanding, etc. Gen AI is a type of AI that can create new content like text, images, video, etc. Chat GPT, other models. Okay, large language models. This is a wordy slide. I will not go into the detail. I am aware of the time as well, and I have a few slides more to cover. It's a foundation model within Gen AI trained on massive text-based datasets to generate human-like language. We have experts coming up in sessions today, tomorrow, and day after, who will take you through the basics of AI and talk more on the same. Uh, we do not endorse any particular platform for doing HEOR, but what I can say is a lot of activities are being done on AI platforms. They are not the replacers, they are the enablers. Okay, they will help us in working more towards the efficiency and the quality of these, and a very important concept called HITL, that's human in the loop, needs to be adapted. Okay, what is a job interview? Very important thing. Please note this. It's a two-way communication process between the interviewer and the interviewee. A two-way communication process. Okay. It's not only about saying yes, sir, no, sir, and answering the question. It's your chance to ask the interviewer any question you feel relevant. Right. Uh, Large language models help in job interviews, helps in generating most probable, most likely asked questions. They can help in mock interviews, tailored question. They give you feedback and they also suggest improvements. Please use them. Why do we need interview skills? They help us in performing better. They help us in becoming confident, and definitely it improves our knowledge. How do we prepare? When do we start? Start in the college. You all are smart enough, guys, these days, right? Attend seminars, sessions, watch YouTube videos, hear to good speakers, make a list of commonly asked questions, and acquire additional skills or certifications. But important thing, avoid herd mentality. Do not think, oh, my friend is doing so, I also have to learn. See the relevance and then learn. Listen and follow leaders. I do, and I like doing it, right? There are great leaders like Sundar Pichai and many more. I like listening to them. If you hear any of the talk by Sundar Pichai, he always emphasizes the importance of education in his career. Okay, I am myself a mother to two kids, right? And my only expectation from my children is to go and get the best and the good education. I tell my daughter, I'll support you in any career you want in your life. Your mom is always there with you, right? And so is your father. But the only key ask from our side is get education. It takes you to places. Education never fails you. I did my master's in pharmacy and pharmacology. I joined my job. Over the years, once I started managing profit and loss, sorry, financial accounts, I realized I don't know terms like EBITDA, profit after tax. Who will teach me this? I did my MBA, weekend classes. After that, COVID came. But then I realized I need to do PhD. So I did PhD in clinical research management, but this was along the job. So my MBA and PhD are both along with the job. So keep on learning. I leave no chance to learn anything on AI. Any session that happens to be here in Singapore, whether organized by Google, AWS, or any university, polytechnic, I make sure I take out time and I attend the same. Okay, very important tips. Read the job description carefully, but take risks. Do not wait. Like if the JD matches 100% of my skill set, then only I will acquire. No, take the risk. Read about company culture, brush up your knowledge, work on your skills, update your CV. Very important. Take help from friends, peers, or the mirror in your house. Okay, I use it for rehearsing. YouTube, Google. Some of the interview skills are do your background research, be polite to everyone, Your body language should be positive. Be your own self. Review your own resume. I was talking about ATD errors. I was interviewing one candidate few years back, and the candidate said masters in pharmacy in pharmacology. I was very impressed because I'm like, okay, so what was your project? Because I also have the same domain. And the person tells me it was a copy paste from his friend's CV, and he has done masters in pharmacognosy. See, I continued with the interview, but please review your own CV. Prepared for standard questions. Prepare your wardrobe. Um, don't buy. I mean, it's a personal choice, but don't buy the branded stuff. I still don't have it right. Crisp, clean dress will do. Do your salary research. Nowadays, everything is available on internet. Do not criticize your former employee. Very important tip. You cannot, right? Your previous employer gave you a lot of things, a lot of learnings. Always be appreciative. Always say thank you. Do not discuss confidential information. You might be working on some of the drugs which still not have been launched in the market. Try not to divulge details about it. Ask for feedback. People ask me at the end of the interview, what should I ask? Ask for feedback. Ask did you do, and the next steps. Okay. Um, Carry few copies of your CV. I know now everything is digital. Dress up neatly. Have a good internet connection. Mandate. Give the interview from a clean and a quiet place. At least we can take out time for that. Cancel any other distractions. I'm not holding my phone with me at the moment because I know if I hold it, I will be unintentionally distracted towards the WhatsApp or any other prompts that are coming. Read about the company. It gives a personal touch. See the news. It has always helped me. Okay, whether it is a cricket match or any political situation going on or the share market, um, everything. It helps. Somehow it has a connection. I'll tell you. So I was at one of the conferences, and in Singapore, the Formula One F1 race was about to happen. And I saw that in the news in the morning. And with one of the clients, I connected on F1. Who would have thought on that topic I would connect? It acts as an icebreaker. As we said, noisy background to be avoided. Do not find answers online during interview. We catch them. Don't make your friend stand in front of you and ask him or her to prompt the answers. We catch them as well. Do not copy assessments. Pakde jaoge. And have a serious attitude. Okay. Right. Now, ChatGPT helps. All other large languages help, but have a profile summary. Very, very important. Our CVs might be of 4 pages, 5 pages, 3 pages, but a summary helps. Keep your current experience on the top. Summarize your past experiences quickly. What sets you apart? List of the any conferences that you have attended, any publications that you have helped, that you have in your masters, any presentations that you have given. People who will be giving presentations here or have their abstract submitted for our conference, of course, they can put it in their CV. Personal address, optional. References, optional. Common mistakes, spelling mistakes, different font. People are so lazy that they start with times and end up with a different font. Now it is very easy here. Do it. Okay. Incorrect information, confidential information, do not give. And as I've given an example, avoid copy paste from your best friend's CV. How to apply? Where do I go? Build your brand. LinkedIn is the best platform. Start early. Okay. Start in your college, in your first year only. Start making connections, reaching out to leaders. I get this answer. Not everyone responds. They will not. It's okay because sometimes people don't use LinkedIn. The leaders sometimes don't have time to go through this. But you keep on reaching out to people. Ask them to be your mentors. Don't feel shy. It helps you in bringing confidence. Attend webinars, build your connections, use job portals. Campus placements, I'm a big fan of them because it helped me secure my first job. There are placement drives by various companies. Keep an eye on them. Internal reference. How will this come? When you reach out to people, communicate, and then you can ask them to forward your CV internally. Okay. Um, Quickly, what is communication? This point I want to cover because communication is not only the verbal technique, it's non-verbal, it's visual, it's written. When you speak, use confident language. Okay. Avoid using technical jargons. Simple English. It works everywhere. Non-verbal, your body language speaks 1,000 words. Visual, Okay, consider your audience. Always prepare for them. Written, strive for simplicity. Okay, make it polite. Time to review your own things and communication. Seven C's of effective communication. Uh, Completeness. Whenever you write something, it should be complete, right? Considerate. uh, Always step into the shoes of your target audience, right? Correctness, check the facts if they are correct. And concrete, there should be a depth behind it. Concise, any sentence more than 1.5 line, no one will read it, all gone. Okay. Clarity, it should be clear. Whatever you write, please read it. If you do not understand, nobody else will. That's what my funda is. If I have written a sentence and if I am not able to understand what I have written, no one will. Okay. Be courteous and polite. Right. Although we have covered this in previous one quickly, especially since many of us are writing our manuscripts or thesis, be concise and consistent. Citations and references need to be updated and checked. Clear and logical flow. If you are writing something in introduction, so we follow that emerald flow, right? Introduction, methods, results, and discussion. How will it look if I include results in intro section or discussion part in the intro or vice versa? Be very, very conscious of your flow. Attention to detail, very important. It can actually make or break your career. I have seen emails jahan pe people have said, please mein P is missing, P gayab hai. I mean, with chat GPT and everything, have a check, have a quick check, and then send out the emails. Skill development, take your decisions holistically. It's your life. Be innovative, have out of the box thinking, and have learning agility. Very important thing, invest in yourself. Always introduce yourself whenever you are asking any question in a meeting. It helps, because today if you ask any question, you unmute yourself, it will help me remembering, yes, I met this person at this and this conference. Read as much as possible, develop new skills, focus on your physical and mental health, develop a hobby, continue it. Many of my team members used to dance professionally or as a hobby. I always used to encourage them. Maintain a journal and rehearse before any important meeting. I do so. It gives me jitters. It makes me nervous if I don't. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Trust yourself. You know more than you think you do. Some of the books, it's again a disclaimer, my personal favorites, in case anyone would want to go through them. Influencers of today, reel dekhte hain hum sab, all of us watch reels, right? YouTube, Insta. I myself also watch reels. Okay, they help us cutting off from the real world and make us float in the virtual world. Okay, but there are certain platforms only where you can trust and follow. These are some of the influencers I like listening. They are from different domains. Right, you must be knowing many of them, all of them. Learn from them, have some meaningful things out of them. Gaur Gopal Das ji is my personal favorite again. Whenever, see, not every day is a good day. Whenever I am stressed or it's not a good day for me, I open up his readings, I have his books, but I prefer listening to him. So his podcasts, his videos, they actually make my day. Okay. One important key to success is self-confidence. Important key to self-confidence is preparation. And this one again I like very much, by Thomas Edison. There is always a way to do it better. Find it. With this, I thank you all, and I leave some good 5 minutes for question and answer. In case there are any, I am open to take them. Anyone with any questions, any remarks, anything?
Dr. Richa, I like to just add it that what a nice way you have added the things which is really required. And it is the need of it is not for the student, for everybody what has been there. So thank you so much for such a elaborative talk where you have set the tone of the entire conference. And basically, the student should always be a learner. I was listening very carefully that you said that during the working you did your MBA and PhD. Same thing with me as well, because during my working I also completed my MBA, PhD, and a specialized course for the IIM. So learning is always there. I was also listening that you have two children. You said that you should keep on learning. That is a very, very important thing. So that's why the more we learn, today's reader is the tomorrow's leader, right? That is the right way of putting the thing. And I'm sure with your elaborative talk and with your words of wisdom, everybody will be getting benefited. Thank you so much, and I
Thank you, sir.
really enjoyed the way you have elaborated the things with the complete audio visual. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
People can even ask the question by interacting. They can ask the questions. They can live, talk to Dr. Richa.
Dr. Richa, can I have a query there? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Right. Say coming 5 years, right? What challenges do you see with respect to HEOR? I don't
Um,
work into it. I get to learn from it. I listen to people like you and others. So this is a short-term target, if I could say that. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. As far as I can say is few things. First is the artificial intelligence. Although it is everywhere, but still, I also want to see myself how we can use it for the best of patients. I would say usefulness or for patient benefit. Uh, it's both an opportunity and challenge, sir. If I take it right, if it goes right, sets the right tone. The time that we take to come to any blockbuster molecule, it will be drastically shortened. Okay, but if gone the
Yes.
other way, it can have its own challenges. Right, sir. One is artificial intelligence. I'm very much inquisitive about. Second is,
Very good.
sir, data. Right now we have so many data tools, data platforms, and many of it is noise, sir. And unfortunately we do not have any control over it, because there are so many platforms where now data is being collected. And if I
Yeah.
see everyone's screen time, including myself, I think majority of our life is spent on the screen now. Ra- नहीं sir, it's true, right? And
Simple tree.
जी मतलब if I weekly observe my screen time, I'm like, what have I done to myself, right? So much of screen time, what are my kids learning from me? So and then that leads to addition of lot of data. We watch videos, we put in comments. How that can be used and how that cannot be used, that will be a challenge, sir. Let's see how we can navigate and take out the most useful information from that.
I think
So
looks perfectly fine, Richa. You keep interviewing people, you keep talking to younger people. My observation, it could be slanted. My observation is that the tendency to read books has gone down. Do you feel same way while talking to people?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Example is at my home only. Right. So yeah, kids. And sir, I am still old school, and I wish I could show, but I have just above me, I have a collection of books. I think I am the only one in the house who reads them, because I like the feel of the book and the cover still. I like spending time in bookshops. That, that fragrance that I get out of that literature, that book
Yeah.
on those pages, sir, I can't beat it, right? If
Uh,
again, it's a stress buster for me. If I have too much overload of work or anything, I go to a bookshop and I spend 10-15 minutes. I get re-energized. But as you rightly said, that has drastically gone down. People are more towards ebooks and other platforms.
I think over the years I have seen this. Probably Dr. Rajput could converge on that. I mean, not that
Yes.
he's an old man. नहीं राजपूत साहब ये
Sir,
टेंडेंसी मुझे
you
भी
are
दिख
right.
रही है आई डोंट नो
Actually, sir, you are right, because
जी
what you said, now libraries have become museum. Right, and believe you me,
यस
now the books are available near to the roadside, and that too nobody stops for that. Earlier, people used to have 7 days, 15 days waiting time to get one book.
Yes.
Now today
Yes.
there's nothing is there. The librarian used to be have a lot of respect, but today there's no librarian. There's no library is there. People are not there. So, but the charm of reading that It always the way that we are able to flip the pages. Again, we used to underline the thing. Again, we used to go back the thing. Right, all it has gone. We used to write the small notes. So that
Ji.
is that is really missing, sir. Pramil sir, what you said, it is correct, sir. And but at the same time, this is the inculcation about which is important. What Dr. Richa has said, I was just listening the podcast of Sundar Pichai. He also said two very important things. In the coming time, AI and EI is going to rule the world. So in
Yes.
AI, the data collection and all, today we have the data collection. Collection is high, but what is the while collecting the data, how we connect it, it is more important. That part which is missing. So if we start collecting and start connecting it, then we'll be able to come with the real result which is really required, sir. And second thing is the EI, because emotional intelligence, which includes everything and everything, because it's a humanized working with the mechanical or with the AI working is going to be there, because AI is going to be a dynamic intelligence, and we all have to adopt sometime the old theory which was there, and that is the reason we are able to succeed. And I am sure whosoever is adopting it in even today, maybe 2%, 5%, 10%, they are able to succeed it in a much better way as compared to the general way people, because the total time is just 10 second to 20 second or 30 second. And that's why we start submerging the things which we have to really think over it, that what is the real requirement, sir. So very well
Absolutely.
said, Parmil sir, and Dr. Richa, very well said about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rajput. I'm happy I can have someone who has similar thinking like me in
Thank you,
this
sir.
audience. I could be differing with plenty of young boys and girls in the audience, but thank you so much, Dr. Rajput. Thank you,
Thank you,
Dr.
sir. Thank you.
Richa, for that wonderful time. I said it is a wonderful Saturday morning, and thanks, Dr. Richa. Yeah,
Thank you.
please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Jeet, with this, we can proceed with the next sessions.
There are two questions actually,
Ma'am,
Dr.
there are two
Richa, in the
Okay.
chat box.
Oh, sure. Um, do we need any specialization to get into HUR sector of work in Singapore? And what is the opportunities of PharmD students as freshers, how they can enter? So as Dr. Ajit was mentioning about a webinar that we conducted 3 days back. So I think PharmD students have the most appropriate skills to enter this field. They are taught a lot of things during the course curriculum. And in the HUR sector to get into the work, okay, see, it depends. There are many industries, many colleges which offer the courses in HUR. It's fine. Even as I discussed about the skills for the freshers, if you have them joining as freshers, it is also perfectly fine. Okay. Dr. Ajit, where do we apply for internship in HUR?
Our right now internship is midway. We cannot take the people, but very soon I and Dr. Richa will be discussing. We have not yet, discussed on this, but we had started the conversation on this. We are coming up with something called fellowship in HEOR, which will be one of the, first of its kind in India. So stay tuned with us. Dual Sphere and the CLIMAT will be coming up with the fellowship in HEOR very soon. And with some universities affiliated with the universities. Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting. Yeah. Thank you, Ajit. Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, Dr. Ajit.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Richa, for that wonderfully insightful keynote, a perfect way to start this conference. Now we move on to our workshop session, which focuses on a topic that truly connects research to real-world innovation, health technology assessment for innovators, turning evidence into impact. This session will be conducted by Dr. Kavita Kachru, Chief Operating Officer at the KIHT, a pioneering institute for advancing healthcare technologies through policy, evaluation, and innovation. Dr. Kavita Kachru is the Chief Operating Officer at the Kalam